Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we're going to be talking about my predictions for Storm King's Thunder, a new book coming out from Wizards of the Coast on September 6th, 2016. It looks pretty exciting. We've got a bunch of info about it. We don't know too much, but I have some ideas. So, Storm King's Thunder, the synopsis reads, 256-page adventure for characters level 1 to 11, providing a finger Dungeon Master needs to create an exciting and memorable play experience for a Storm King's Thunder story, including rune magic items and a new treasure option for characters. So the basic idea of this game is that giants have emerged across all of civilization. It's in the Forgotten Realms world, as usual, and the world is a bit screwed, and so the adventurers are going to band together with the small folk of the Sword Coast and destroy the giants' weapon. Destroy the giants with their own weapon, which is this big runic weapon idea, which they used to, in the past, defeat the enemies of the dragons. So that's the basic idea. It's $50. You can pre-order it. There's also a Roll20 pack that you can get, which will have all you need to play on Roll20 if you're like me. It sounds pretty exciting, so let's go through it. So, characters 1 to 11 is pretty standard. Out of the Abyss, Curse of Strahd did similar things. They want to have it noob-friendly, beginner-friendly, that makes sense. New rune magic items. Well, not actually new, technically, Wizards, because Unearthed Arcana had some prestige class, which is the Rune Scribe, which featured all of the rune magic here. Now, they haven't confirmed if there's going to be anything new, or if they're going to recycle that material, as Wizards are a little bit notorious for in 5th edition thus far, so I am not entirely convinced that the rune magic stuff is going to be new. However, the rune magic is cool, and bring it into actual play in a standard set is something which excites me. You can get a bunch of different rules. They work a bit like spell slots in 5th, and you can do a bunch of cool effects. So you could have resistance to cold whilst you have certain runes. You can deal damage of fire runes, that sort of stuff, and imbibe them in weapons. You need a master rune, which is a gem or item or staff or something, to be able to have these different runes. And I think they release around, it looks like about 15 or 20 in the Rune Scribe. So I imagine there'll be a long list of new runes to be able to get. But I imagine the mechanics behind it would be quite interesting. I'll put the link below for the Rune Magic Prestige class if you want a potential spoiler on that. In terms of the storyline, I did a bit of digging. And Chris Perkins from Wizards, in 2014, apparently he revealed a bit about the adventure. He said, a giants-based story influenced by a Shakespearean play. So I did a bit of digging again, and you can find a Shakespearean giant adventure in Dungeon Magazine 78, which is Lear the Giant King. So if anyone wants to do some digging, try and find Dungeon Magazine 78. Lear the Giant King might have some spoilers in that. I also am unsure as to whether or not this will be a kind of take on the classic modular adventure Against the Giants by Gary Gygax, which is a 1981 adventure by Gygax, all about giants, which seems to be fairly similar in ideas. So there's some potential to look out there. I then went to the Neverwinter Online site, and I know what you're saying, oh god, that game's rubbish. Well, there's a D&D game called Neverwinter, and basically they've joined them up into one horrible mess of D&D lore and canon. So, at the same time as Storm King's Thunder is coming out, they've got a Storm King's Thunder expansion coming out for this game. So it's not, like, definite that this is going to be in Storm King's Thunder, but it seems certainly to be based on the exact same thing. There's some more info on the site there. And it's about this guy called Jarl Storvald and the Ring of Winter, and King Hecaton, who's also mentioned in the official D&D stuff, is also mentioned in there, so there's potentially some info and exclusives for you there. And of course they confirm the idea of Hailstone, Frost, Cloud, Storm giants, all these different races of giants coming together for some reason. Also, there's mentioned a lot of the lore of the giants versus the dragons, so it seems like giant versus dragons is a thing. Perhaps in the story we'll have the opportunity to see some really cool players working with dragons rather than against them, seeing as they have a common enemy, which I'd be actually excited to see. Overall, I'm excited for the adventure, however I'm cautious as to the quality of the writing, seeing as previously Out of the Abyss was overall good. Curse of Strahd was okay-ish to good. You can see my previous reviews of those games and those books for more detail on them, but I have a nervousness about new material coming out. I'm excited, but I don't want to get too excited. I think the adventure will be fairly noob-friendly because all of the material coming out from Wizards of the Coast appears to be pretty beginner-friendly, which I think is a good thing. I'm excited about the new idea for magic items, and I have no idea what this new treasure option is for characters. I'm wondering if there's maybe more of a shared loot system which they're going to come out with, or whether or not it's just a different way for you to distribute that as a dungeon master. The second option being less sexy. The thing which I want is more options for characters in this expansion, and I know I'm going to get very little of it. In Curse of Strahd we had one extra background option for characters, and that's basically all we've seen since Unearthed Arcana. And if they're bringing out Unearthed Arcana material, then it seems like a bit of a rehash with the rune magic items. I'm not trusting that that's going to be entirely new. I know they'll add some new features to it, but I wonder exactly how much they are telling us at this point. The idea of a story in general seems cool. Epic story, giants, everyone loves dragons, yeah, it's going to sell. Sounds good. I'm excited that it's new. Potentially that is new. So my previous complaints about the 5e material which has been released is Out of the Abyss is the Underdark again, which we've all seen, and Curse of Strahd is Ravenloft again, which we've all seen, which is, you know, it's great, but at the same time I've been pushing for that IP to be new and exciting and things I haven't seen before. And that's why I'm most excited about Storm King's Thunder, is because I haven't seen this stuff before. However, with those possible ties to the Dungeon Magazine stuff and the Gygax 1981 expansion, maybe they're just using the same stuff again, but then again, 1981's a long time ago. You know, Ravenloft was last edition, so hopefully we can see some better giant stuff in this expansion, which I am excited for. I've pre-ordered it. I will be running it on September 7th, the day after it comes out, with my group that played Curse of Strahd. So if you enjoy Curse of Strahd, you'll see the same group back playing different characters through the Storm King's Thunder. Invariably, I will end up homebrewing some of it because I don't always like the writing in books like this, and so I like to change it somewhat. Overall, I'll give it a solid 7, lukewarm, looking forward to but nervous that it's bad kind of expectation. The bar hasn't been set particularly high by the previous modules, I don't think, so I'm excited, but still very fearful. So those are my thoughts. The story looks cool, the mechanics look interesting, but they could be rehashed. And in general, I think we're still going to see very little player options. I'm looking forward to Volo's Guide to Monsters, which I'll do another kind of predictions for soon. I predict the story will be good. I predict the mechanics are probably going to be a little bit rehashed and maybe not that sexy for characters. I'm hoping for that Player's Handbook 2 at some point. Wizards know that the prestige class idea was kind of lukewarm reception to it. I think Chris Peel considers lukewarm. So maybe they'll cast some new player options. Who knows? Stay tuned for more. If you enjoyed this little predictions, merely more of a thinking out loud video, really, then hit that subscribe button for me. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, whatever. Ask questions, send me emails at contact@encounterroleplay.com. I'm here all the time to talk about D&D. So let me know your thoughts on Storm King's Thunder. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Are you going to buy it as well? That's kind of interesting. Let me know in the comment section below. And until then, try not to throw too many nat ones because I want to be here laughing when you do.